Khloe Kardashian described it as difficult to be overseen by her mother, Kris Jenner. Hi, before we continue, please subscribe to the channel for all Kardashians news and update. Khloe Kardashian recently opened up about how hard it was for her and her sister Kourtney to be managed by their own mother, Kris Jenner, especially during the early stages of their careers. Looking back at those early years, Khloe remembered how confusing and uncomfortable it felt to be told what to do by someone who was supposed to just be their mom. She explained this experience during a chat with Kris on her podcast, Khloe in Wonderland, where they both got very honest about the tough moments they faced together as a family trying to build something big in the spotlight. Before the Kardashian family became world famous through their reality TV show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which started in 2007, Khloe and Kourtney were not even interested in being on television. In fact, they didn't want to be part of the show at all. Khloe remembered that both she and Kourtney were unsure and not very excited about it. When Kim and Kris first mentioned filming a reality show and said they had to be part of it, Khloe and Kourtney pushed back. They didn't think it was something they wanted to do. They even questioned why their mom would try to make decisions for them like that. According to Khloe, it felt strange being told by their own mother what to do about something they weren't even sure about in the first place. Even though Kim and Kris were excited and ready to move forward with the reality show, Khloe and Kourtney were still trying to understand why they needed to be part of it. Khloe described the early stages of filming as something that just sort of happened. They didn't plan for it to go on for long. The family was told that it would only last one season, so there wasn't too much pressure at the beginning. But things quickly changed once the cameras started rolling and the business side of things became more serious. That was when their mom started taking on a more professional role, not just as a parent, but as a manager. Khloe said one of the biggest challenges was learning how to separate the two versions of her mom, the loving mother and the strict manager. She mentioned that this was very confusing for her and Kourtney at the time because it was hard to accept orders from someone they viewed as just their mom. It became even more difficult when their mother began giving directions and managing them as professionals. Khloe said it felt like she had to remind herself constantly that Kris was not speaking as her mom in those moments, but as her manager. That difference was very difficult to accept, especially in the beginning. She admitted she would often get defensive, confused, and even a bit frustrated. Khloe explained that Kim and Kris always seemed to have a smoother connection when it came to managing things. They had what Khloe described as a natural level of respect and ease in their working relationship. Kim seemed to understand Kris's direction quickly and responded to it well. On the other hand, Khloe admitted that although she had deep respect for her mother, she did not immediately respect her as a manager. She said her attitude at the time was more like, "You're not my boss." It took a lot of time and maturity for her to come to terms with that shift in their family's dynamic. As Khloe grew older and eventually had children of her own, her perspective began to change. She explained that becoming a mother herself helped her to better understand the challenges Kris must have faced while managing her children's careers and also being a mom at the same time. Khloe said she finally realized that she had to see Kris in two different ways, as her loving mother and as a business manager who was working hard for the family. This new understanding helped their relationship improve and made things less tense between them. She pointed out that even though they always had a loving relationship, the part where Kris had to play the role of a manager used to bring some stress. It was not that they didn't love each other, but the mixture of family and business created moments that were tough to deal with. For example, Khloe said that when she tried to talk about her career with Kris during personal family moments, her mother would sometimes get defensive. There were also times when Kris wanted to discuss work while the family was just trying to relax and enjoy their time together, like during dinner. Khloe found that difficult because she didn't want to mix work with those peaceful family times. Kris also admitted that finding the balance between being a mom and a manager was not easy. She agreed with Khloe that there were some challenges they had to work through as a family. It took a lot of patience, open communication, and learning when to switch between business mode and family mode. Khloe added that learning when to turn it off was one of the hardest parts. She struggled to find the right moments to stop talking about business and just be a daughter again. Their discussion on the podcast gave fans a rare look behind the scenes into how things really worked for the Kardashian family when they were building their brand. While many people only saw the glamorous side of their life on TV and social media, Khloe made it clear that a lot of real emotions and struggles were happening behind closed doors. Trying to build a career in the public eye, while also managing deep family relationships, was not always easy. Khloe shared that growing up in a family where your mom is also your manager means there are going to be some difficult conversations. She said that in the beginning, she would often wonder if her mom was thinking more like a parent or more like a manager when making decisions. That lack of clarity led to many misunderstandings. It was especially tough because the lines between personal and professional life were so blurry. Khloe said that when someone is managing your career, and that person is also your mother, it can be hard to know when they are just giving advice as a parent or when they are trying to push you as a client. Over time, Khloe learned how to better understand Kris's intentions. She came to appreciate all the effort her mom put into guiding the family and helping them build successful careers. She said that she eventually started to admire the way Kris could handle so many responsibilities while still being present as a mother. Although their relationship went through ups and downs, especially during those early years of fame, Khloe now sees those times as important learning moments. She also said that while things were challenging for her and Kourtney at the beginning, they all grew from the experience. She admitted that the early disagreements actually helped her become stronger, more patient, and more understanding of how the business world works. It also helped her see how much their mom sacrificed to make sure her children succeeded. Khloe's honesty during the podcast revealed a side of the Kardashian story that fans don't often hear. While many people think of the family as always confident and always in control, Khloe shared that it took time, effort, and emotional growth to get to where they are today. She made it clear that their success didn't come without some tension and personal struggles. Kris, on her part, didn't deny any of the things Khloe brought up. She nodded in agreement and showed understanding for the way Khloe had felt during those early years. She admitted that it wasn't always clear when to be a mother and when to be a manager, and that both roles sometimes clashed. But she also seemed proud of how far they had all come and how they were able to build not only a business empire but also maintain their family bond. By the end of the conversation, it was clear that Khloe and Kris had grown much closer over the years. Thanks for watching. Please do well to share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more Kardashian updates.